Let's try to get Rumble up. Come on, Rumble. Sorry, I'm just... Be with you in a second. Had quite the issue going on there. All right. Still getting notifications. I don't care. I really don't care. Sorry, it's trying to show me stuff I don't need to be shown. Alright, so still not quite working right. There we go. I don't know why that took so much time. Okay, sorry, this seems disjointed, but there's a reason. Still not playing. There we go. Wow, that was something. Okay, there we go. Alright. Oh, holy crap. Sorry, I'm late for anybody that was going to show. I know I had 5 or 6 people that showed waiting in the chat. I apologize, and I know you're not here now, but anybody that sees this later, I think that anybody should be able to sue Windows. When you're about to go live, and suddenly they force an update, and then after that update, for some reason, it wouldn't let me do anything on any browser, on either computer. Privacy issue, now you can't. So, holy crap, both computers, it forced an update on both at once. I think you should be able to sue Windows. I'm sorry, because this is my computer, physically mine, both of them, and it locked everything. Just, shoop. So I apologize, everyone. Yes, I am pissed. My wife definitely had to see me pissed as hell. To I believe it was 6 people that showed waiting. I apologize. To Microsoft, go fuck yourself. That is horse crap. Jeez. Just force an update. My gods. And both computers at once. That was my favorite part. Wow. Wow, 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 wowzer, and wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to try to get myself back on track here. It took Flight of the Bumblebee from me. Then my wife was trying to help me. And so apologize. Happy Friday, everyone. I'll try to get myself back to Perky Land. Woof. But happy Friday. I know, also now that I'm on and everybody else is coming on at 7, so I was trying to get on a while ago. Okay. All right. Oh, boy. Let's talk a little bit. I'm going to start off just a little. My opening is going to be the Carmelo Anthony thing. There's a lot of controversy going around on this, and it's looking more and more, I don't know, you got to split people. You got some people, right and left, all, well, he laid hands on him. Okay, so they think, oh, that was justified. He laid hands. That's not justified. Anybody that's ever been in a concealed carry class knows, for one, there is a level you have to hit to have justifiable, maybe where you could take somebody's life defense. Not because somebody lays a hand on you. Yes, firearm and knife, they are both must have. They have a level of you must meet this requirement for justifiable defense where you could take somebody's life. Reciprocal amounts. Not like, hey, this guy shoved me, so stab, stab, blam, blam. That's not the way it works. That's never the way it's worked. So people are out there saying, he was justified. This kid pushed him. He moved him. He grabbed him. That is not justifiable. Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, I know some people will say this is a weak argument we shouldn't be talking about, but bullshit. If these were reversed, there would be no melanated folks going, justified. Justified. If the white guy did it. Oh no, we'd have riots and burnings and crap going on everywhere right now. This was not a justifiable amount of fight. Sorry, I'm losing words. Like I said, I'm still trying to get back in my little track here. But somebody shoves you, touches you, or shoves you, you do not get to stab, stab, shoot, shoot. That's not the way it works. And that's what this kid did. God dang. Sorry, I'm still getting pop-ups on my other computer. Thank you, Microsoft. So no, I am tired of seeing this. I'm seeing it from both sides. A lot of people on the right are surprising me. And I do believe from what others I've seen, it is tribalism. We've seen the left just get away with stuff. Left and right, no pun intended. Just get away with ending people, attacking people, using race, all this other crap. I have to agree that some people on the right or libertarian ends want a win, and they will be tribal about it and go to any lengths to just get the win here. They don't care if they're right or wrong. They're just going to say, yep, it was, they're going to say it wasn't justified or was justified just to have this firearms win or whatever. And it's stupid. It's unfortunate because that is not something we want to teach kids. We do not want to teach a kid that somebody touches you, shoves you, that you can stab, bam, bam them. That is idiotic. That's the lefties. Lefties do that crap. We do not do that crap. Libertarian right, you do not do this. You do not get to play justification games just to get a win or something in the win column and say, well, he touched him, so that's the end. It's all good. Bullshit. Also, it's looking more and more from witness statements, and yes, I've been reading them, watching videos, reading the witness statements, the ones that I can get to. It's looking more and more like this kid was kind of spoiling, Anthony was kind of spoiling for a rumble. When the first time the other kid said something to him, he automatically reached into his bag, just when he was using words, and reached in his bag and put his hand in his bag and said, touch me and see what happens. That makes it sound, one, in court, that's kind of an invitation. You can't tell somebody, touch me and see what happens. You don't get to do that. And then when he did touch him, he said, yeah, hit me and see what happens. I haven't seen a lot of witness statements saying that he hit him. He looks like he grabbed him and moved him out of the tent, of that guy's team's tent. And then he just stabs him in the heart and leaves. I don't want to jump too much to conclusions, but from reading so far, it's really starting to look like this kid was coming in he was looking for trouble. He sat in there. He seems like he knew some people there, but he sat in there, and as soon as somebody said something to him, he reached in the bag. I don't like that. You shouldn't have been automatically just reaching in, putting your hand on a knife. The justification, I was in fear for my life, is stupid when you're in a stands full of people, including people in that tent that he knew and was friends with, supposedly. There are pictures of these kids at some party, supposedly, together. I haven't seen that picture yet. But they're a party together. So these kids might have known each other. Supposedly, Anthony knew people in that tent, was actually hanging out with a couple of them. So why automatically does he reach in and grab a knife? Why was he confrontational right away? I don't know what was between him and Metcalf. I don't. But right away, go for a knife. That is, like I said, anybody that carries knows you really got to watch your justifiable resistance levels. Because I tell you what, somebody touches me or grabs me and goes, do that, I don't get to bang bang or stab. So I don't like this. But that's just kind of my start open on that, because I just don't see that this kid can use justifiable homicide or justifiable defense or manslaughter or whatever. I don't see it. I don't like it. I don't think it would go if it was the other way around. And we already know if you're less melanated, there is no justifiable defense no matter what. So, hey. But I don't know. I hope we find more out in the next week. But so far, it's looking like that kid was spoiling for a rumble. Reached for the knife first off. Not justifiable. It is unfortunate that we have one child not with us anymore and another one that is up for possible, murder charges or manslaughter. I'm betting he's going to get manslaughter charges. Probably voluntary manslaughter, not involuntary. Too much wordage, too much stuff he said, too much stuff he did, kind of kills involuntary manslaughter to me. I did some reading on involuntary and voluntary. It sounds pretty voluntary because he could have got up and left easily, just left when he was asked to, just left. Even if he doesn't disagree. Dude, anybody that carries knows you do anything possible not to have a bam bam stab stab thing going on. You will leave. You will back off. A polite society is an armed society. Yeah, but this, no. I think it's going to be voluntary manslaughter charge is what I think is going to come out, but we'll see. Yeah, sorry, Jim. I was trying to be live about a half hour ago, and Windows forced an update on both of my computers. So, up a creek. But I understand if you're not here, if you want to go to Salty, I have no problem with that. But I do agree with you. Yes, it was, I'm not sure it was premeditated, but let's just say at the very least, it was voluntary manslaughter. That's all there is to it. It's voluntary. So, it's going to be voluntary manslaughter at the least, I believe. And I'm worried that we are going to see R-word riots, race riots are going to happen when this kid is found guilty of anything. Or we're going to have a judge/jury that lets this kid off. That's what I'm worried about. I'm very worried that no matter what happens, they're either going to let him off because they are scared little weenies, or they're going to find him guilty of something. We are going to have the whole burn the cities down stuff. Or they're going to justify this for attacking more white folks. Which, I'm sorry, black folks, you are just proving the statistics that, I'm sorry, black people are violent. Come at me, YouTube. That is a statistic. We can show you crime stats from the FBI, other government officials, police departments. It is crazy when 12 to 13% of the population is committing the overwhelming majority of endings of people, violent attacks, R-word, grape juicing people, gang banging, all this other crap. So we've got a problem, and this is not going to help. If, for the love of God, if they find this kid innocent, guilty of anything, and we have the Browns riots, you're just going to make this worse. And I'm sorry, this all started with fucking Barack Obama. Jim Patterson, Tim Pool's an idiot. Tim Pool, I don't think Tim Pool's an idiot. I actually liked him. Anybody's watched my channel has seen me definitely go and say Tim is wrong at times. I've gone after Tim, a few things, but on average, I think Tim knows what he's talking about. He's wrong here. He's wrong. And Tim carries. I would love to see, ask Tim, fine, somebody walks up to you, touches you, or moves you out of a tent. You really going to pull and bam bam that person? I'm betting no. So Tim, if you wouldn't do it in your real life, yourself, then how dare you go and say it out loud like that? And that's what Tim is doing. Unfortunately, I think Tim is way wrong in this case. He's trying to say, it's justifiable. Bullshit. Boy, I cleaned my hat and it came out real good. This thing, I didn't realize how filthy this thing was. Then Jim said something to me, go, dude, I have a hat like that. I don't think it's supposed to be that color. This shows up better. I'm like, what? So I washed it last night by hand. Holy crap. I don't know if Tim Pool's an idiot, but I think Tim is totally wrong on this. I've heard others say it. Now, there's others on the other side, like Officer Tatum and some other people actually saying that this kid, it doesn't look good, that he came in looking for trouble, and I do think he was looking for a little bit of trouble. And it's funny because these kids seem to know each other. So for this kid to have a defense of, oh, I'm in fear for my life. Dude, you know some of these people. You're in a stand full of people. You're going to say you thought everybody was just going to turn their backs and let you get offed? That is not defensible. So, yeah. All of them is just all, yeah. Jim, you know what? You are multitasking amazingly because that is 100% it right there. 100%. It ain't all of them. It's just always them. That is, I don't know if that just came out of your head, if your gummies gave you that, or if you picked that up from another channel. Don't matter, because that is exactly. I think I heard Charlie Kirk say something like that at one time too somewhere, but not that way. That's eloquent, man. Sorry, I'm still trying to come back down from my 35-minute computer snafu. Sucks because there were 6 people waiting in here and poof, crap. Of course, then by the time I got it fixed, everybody's gone to the other stuff. But Jim, that is whole right. All right, this brings us a little bit of fun here. And by anybody, if you're looking at my title, you're gonna get a little of it. Wash your hat in the shower just like you do your hair. No, I actually took Tide and scrubbed it, and it actually came out really good. I'm impressed. I didn't realize how dirty it was either. Now I can see all the camo in it and the leaves. There's actually color, like green in some of this. Like, whoa. All right, we're going to move on to something I thought was funny. If you read my title, you know what I'm talking about. Chicago cancels annual illegal alien parade. What's that? Cinco de Mayo. And they're scared of Trump. So let me shrink down here. Put you. And boing. And boing. There we go. That might be a little big. Hang on here. I don't trust the hotkeys anymore. What you? All right. I just thought this was hilarious. Over at Fox 32 Chicago's Cinco de Mayo parade canceled over fear tied to Trump's immigration policies, organizers say. Okay, one, I think they're being a little stupid because I don't think Trump and Homan have done jack shit compared to what they should be doing. I keep saying it, and I'll keep saying it until Trump or Homan or somebody hears this, or a big channel starts spouting this too. I'd love some of the bigger channels start spouting this way I am. We have big buildings full of illegal aliens. Go get them and kick them out. You don't have to hunt for them. You know where they are. There's 1,000 to 2,000 in each of these buildings. Boy, that'll bring your numbers up, and that'll put the fear of all gods in them. That would get them all going, shit, oh shit. Go get them out of these hotels, out of these schools, out of the abandoned military bases they're in, out of veterans housing. Go get them. They're sitting there waiting for you, gathered up. So I'm not even sure that Trump and Homan and whatever else would go after this parades. Do I think they should? Oh, hell yeah. Because every video you see of the Cinco de Mayo parade is, once again, everybody going around with a Mexican fucking flag. If you like Mexico so much, get the fuck out. The 2 protests, the anti-deportation protests I was going to. Oh my God. There was 1 or 2 American flags out of both days I went to these things. That's it. Everything else is a Mexican flag or an illegal half Mexican, half American flag. You know, that's horseshit. You think your country's so good, then why are you so angry we want to send you back there? So, yeah. But I think this is hilarious. Oh my God. Oh, we might get sent home. But don't you love Mexico? You're going to be in this parade playing loud Spanish music, loud Mexican rap, flying your flag. But you're scared we're going to send you there? You're assholes. Let's see here. Let me see. Oh, I'm not going to play that guy. Chicago's annual illegal alien parade on Cermak Road has been canceled this year, with organizers pointing to rising fear in the Mexican community due to federal immigration policies. Good. Okay. Let me help you here. If you're not here illegally, you have nothing to be afraid of. What this says is we've had a bunch of illegals here for a long time, just arrogant enough to march in parades. No country should have illegals so bold they march in parades, waving their flags, playing their music, shitting on America in parades for them. Yahoo! I'm an illegal. You know what? I'm glad you're afraid. Get fucked. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, we're scared. Well, that means you're an illegal. I know plenty of Hispanic people. I got a friend who's Hispanic as hell. His family speaks English first. They speak Spanish. I think they speak Spanish with an English accent. They sure ain't the other way around. They are all Americans. They fly Trump flags. They fly American flags. I've never seen his family, any of them, fly anything Mexican flags. None. Not a bit. Why? Because they're here to be Americans. They're not scared of this. In fact, they're rooting this on. If we have this many illegals, get the fuck out. Ballsy enough to be in parades? Good grief. Paying for hotels full of illegals emptying government buildings. 100%. 100%. At the very least, Jim, let's just say we're not even paying for it. Maybe say New York or Chicago is, which is my taxpayer dollars. Anyway, a taxpayer dollar by any other name is still a taxpayer dollar. Shakespeare today. But they're there. We don't have to even talk about the money part. If you're trying to get illegals out, you know where they are. They're boxed up and ready to go. Cover the entrances. Come on out. Done. Get them numbers up. Because I'll tell you what, I'm not going to say I don't support Trump, but I am not very happy with the deportation numbers. I think it's very anemic. In fact, I think it's very weak. It should be amped up. They should send immigration people to every, or at least let's send an email to every goddamn bank and credit union in the country. If you have non-citizen accounts, close them now. No bank accounts. I'm all for seizing all the property of an illegal alien here. You shouldn't be owning houses here. You shouldn't be owning cars and driving on our roads. This is stupid. If I steal money from a bank and then I'm caught a year or two later, I don't get to keep that money, even if I gave it to my kid to feed my child. Doesn't matter. That money gets taken back. These people broke our laws to come here. Everything they bought is illegally bought. Seize it. Or at the very least, you send out emails and start doing ads on TV saying, if you're here illegally, leave now. You can take your shit with you. We come get you. You leave with nothing but the clothes on your back. I'm tired of this shit. I think Trump's being way too nice. Holman coming acting like a badass, and I ain't seen it. I have not seen badassery. Kristi Noem is taking libs at TikTok chick around with her. Dude, do serious shit. Get them out. I ain't seen shit from Pam Bondi either. Pam Bondi is my biggest disappointment in this whole thing. I don't know what Kash Patel is doing. I hope he's doing something real behind the scenes because we're not seeing much there. So we need to start seeing some shit again. He started off moving pretty hardcore, but it seems like we've really stopped a lot of stuff. What we know. But yeah, all this is, they talk about, our community is very frightened because of the raids and the threat that ICE has imposed on the families to work tirelessly to provide a better future for their kids. I don't give a shit. They're stealing from our kids. An illegal alien comes here and steals. And then we got Jasmine Crockett and these other idiot lefties. Illegal aliens contribute $100 billion a year in tax money. Yeah, but they cost us about $300 to $400 billion. It's horse shit. And that doesn't mean anything. I don't care. If I go rob a bank, but then I go and put it in the stock market, make a shitload of money off it, and then I donate back the money I stole, they don't go, well, he stole 100 million. He stole 100,000, but then he gave the bank 200,000. All's fair. Bullshit. It's just stupid. And I'm jazzed up because work on that computer. I'm having a hard time letting that go, as you can tell. 35 minutes of hell. Thank you very much for that, Microsoft. But I'm all happy about it. I think it's great. Chicago cancels Cinco de Mayo, fearing Trump immigration threat. Good. I don't think Trump's done enough to actually cause this. I really don't. I don't think Trump's done jack shit to cause this. They're sitting there doing jack nothing. I haven't seen it. Stop concentrating on the criminal, just what you call the criminal ones. You always said they're all criminals for going here. Get them all out. Get rid of them. One of Chicago's largest illegal alien events, yes, as I'm going to call it, when they fly Mexican flags. Oregon is canceled. Oregon's blame President Donald Trump's immigration policies. Well, last year's parade. This is why I kept this one. Last year's parade was shut down after a gunfire erupted on the parade route. Need we say more? You're a bunch of arrogant, cocky, illegal aliens going through our city streets, banging your music, flying your flags, and you're still shooting a lot. You're still causing problems. You arrogant pricks. One of my earliest videos on this channel was about the arrogance of the illegals here. The sheer arrogance is what turned the overall majority of the American people against him. Americans have put up with this for decades. But the growing arrogance is what has made Americans go, fuck this. Fuck that. Get out. This is horse shit. Get out of our country. Arrogance. My God. Could you just think of that? Marching through our cities. Oh, Chicago, though, man. I don't want to claim Chicago. Most Illinoisans don't want to claim Chicago. Really, we don't. We're tired of it. A lot of us in Illinois hate Chicago. Hate it with a passion. Only reason I'll ever go up there is there's a couple good places to shop or look at up there, but other than that, poof. My wife and my mother-in-law went up there a while back for an event, and I made my wife, you carry your freedom seed thrower with you. No. You ain't going to Chicago without that. No. Our community is very frightened because of the raids and threat that ICE is imposed on families who work tirelessly. Boy, did you guys... I don't care. I'm just glad. I just thought it was funny. I'm glad they're afraid. I don't think Trump's done enough to make them afraid, but that's just me. That's just me. All right. Now, this is going to be... here it is. Is this it? Yeah, this is the full one. All right. This is going to be the one where I get myself in trouble. John Oliver has been defending this trans biological men and women sports thing for a while. Well, this idiot went out and did a whole show recently on how it's so bad that we're trying to stop, men's and women's sports. This guy is just a moron. I don't know how much of this I'll go through, but I'm going to go through some of it. I'm going to have to stop a lot, but I'm going to play a 2-minute part first and respond to that because it was pretty much, but he spends 40 plus minutes on this. But then he bitches about the right is spending so much time in this. I don't understand the left, they are willing to die on this hill. Why they think this is their thing, except that I may have been right. The Democrats have lost men. The Democrats have even lost a lot of women. But what do they have left? Black women, decent amount of white women, and the crazy, crazy fringe left. What does the crazy, crazy fringe left that they made? What do they support? They support this shit. They support men beating up women. Sorry, they do. They just support men in women's sports. They support men in women's prisons. They say there's no difference between these. If I say it, I am one. Bullshit. They support this. And right now, the Democrats are screwed. They've built these people and they can't get out from under them. Even if they wanted to now. So now they're stuck. This is the hill they have to die on. Went to the Chicago Auto Show for years. Haven't been in 4 years. Yeah, I haven't been there for a long time just because of it. It's crazy. I used to go urban exploring there. And there were areas where, you weren't going, especially at this tone, and without freedom seed throwers and more than 2 or 3 people. Yeah, oof. And that was 4 or 5 years ago. So I hear you, buddy. But this idiot, this moron, I'll shrink me down a little bit here, guys, and get me out of your way, but what a dummy. Is that on or off? It's not connecting to the thing. It might do it when the sound kicks. All right, let me blow me up here and see how much I have to move me out of the way. I don't know if anybody minds me being over John Oliver. I mean, really, do you? All right, let me... There we go. I'll stay right under John Oliver's nose. How's that? Okay. Puff this boy up. Ah, this guy. All right, I'm going to turn this up as loud as I can, even though I thought the sound was a little low on this clip. All right.
Here she is explaining what we do and don't know at this point.
It is undoubtedly true that trans women will maintain advantages in some sports.
All right, then done. Right there. Over. That one admission right there. It's over. Done. No more discussion. If you're going to maintain an advantage because of the way you were born, done. We separated men's and women's sports for a reason, but now we're okay with putting biological men back in women's sports. This is stupid. They will never win again if we keep this going. And I hate the left when they argue, well, there's not that many of them yet, but it's growing because these weak-willed soy beta men are finding, oh, well, I can't win against men, so I will go with women. They have no shame. This goes with welfare. This goes with being hugely fat and obese. It goes with this. They would rather say they're a woman than lose. No shame anymore. So this is growing because these weenie men who can win nothing have found a way to win something.
Probably not so much in endurance sports, but in size and strength sports. Trans women will also have some physiological disadvantages.
Wrong.
Our larger frames are now being powered by reduced muscle mass and reduced aerobic capacity, and that can lead...
Wrong. Muscle mass, maybe, but you're still always going to have more muscle than the women. More muscle mass and different types of muscle. More fast twitch muscle, which is an advantage in sports. Also, the lung thing, you're not shrinking your lungs. You're an idiot. You are born. As soon as you are born, a man and woman has different lungs. The men have a bigger lung capacity as soon as you are born. Let alone if you hit puberty. It's even bigger difference. Even little kids have the difference though. You are different as soon as you're born. So that lung capacity is not going away. Neither is the cartilage differences and the tendon strength. You're not getting over the structural things you are born with.
The disadvantages in terms of like quickness, recovery, endurance, things that maybe aren't quite as obvious as being bigger and stronger.
You're still going to have that. You're still a man. You are still going to have a recovery level that is higher than most women's. Men are made to heal because we break shit all the time because we're dumb. We jump out of things and jump off things. And it wasn't a woman that invented, hey, let's get that umbrella and jump off the garage. That was definitely a guy.
Right, bigger and stronger bodies are not automatically advantaged in every scenario. I mean, put the Rock in a pure bar class and see what happens. I mean, we know what would happen. He'd take a video of himself, caption it, mad respect to these mamas, everyone go see Moana 2, and try to use it to sell his tequila before eating 13,000 pancakes and drinking a cow. We know what would happen.
Okay, so he's comparing a stretching dance class to what The Rock normally does. Also, let me help you out, Johnny boy. How old is The Rock? How old is The Rock? You're showing a picture of like 20-something teen girls doing stretches and stuff. You're comparing that to a guy that's in his 50s, 60s? Go, buddy, go. Come on. Plus, I'm sorry, in their prime, a lot of these big pro wrestling guys are every bit as nimble as those girlies you just showed. Every bit as nimble. Have you seen what pro wrestlers do? That is amazing. A guy that big can move like that. That is stupid.
But the degree of difference here matters because we expect a certain amount of difference in athletics. Taller basketball players are expected to compete against shorter ones. Faster soccer players compete against slower ones. Michael Phelps was allowed to compete with other swimmers despite being part dolphin.
False equivalency. He is now comparing the differences between me and guys bigger than me or smaller than me, or guys healthier than me, less healthy than me. He's comparing that. Well, we let them compete. One asshole. We have weight classes. Nobody that weighs, no boxer that's like what, an atom weight that's like 120 pounds is up against Vitaly Klitschko at 250 pounds. Even men's sports, a lot of them have weight classes. Yeah. So, yeah, that's stupid, but that's not the same thing. You're comparing the differences in men, still men, biological men, to throwing a biological man in with a woman. That is not even close. That's not comparing apples to oranges. That's like comparing watermelons to bananas. Not in the same realm. That's his rebuttal. Well, there are differences in men. Yeah, and there's a reason somebody my size is not on the front lines of the NFL. But there's a reason some of those guys aren't, running track and field. Yeah, there's differences, but we're still men. Any guy that's gone to a gym can go up against a woman that outweighs him by 50 pounds easy and lift more. I'm not very healthy. I got a horrible lung problem. I got joint tendon damage. I can't breathe well. I outlift every woman there that outweighs me. The only place they can beat me at all is squats. That's it. Natural muscle. Anything else, I will win. So, yeah, it's a false equivalency comparing men to men is equal to men to women. Dumb. 2 males competing in the women's pocket pool championship. Too many balls on the table. Nice.
And crucially, none of the studies I've mentioned so far bear much relevance to what these new laws target, which is youth sports, usually of all ages. And the research there is even more scant. We have no research about how being trans or undergoing gender-affirming treatment impacts athletic performance in teens. And when it comes to kids before the onset of puberty, I could talk about the studies showing the subtle performance differences between boys and girls.
Subtle.
When you're talking about 7-year-olds, as a practical matter, that's a point where lots of school sports are co-ed anyway, and a key difference between competitors on a field can come down to whether a kid was born in October or April. And at this point,
all right,
you might be...
That's stupid. I already refuted this. We are born different. From birth, we are born different. Men have better fast twitch. Hey, you want to see a difference there, John Oliver? Here, let me help you. Go watch a dodgeball game between boys and girls in grade school years. I loved dodgeball. Go look at a dodgeball match between boys and girls in there. Go look at that dodgeball match with those grade schoolers. The boys are winning, not the girls. Why? Because the boys can throw harder and don't run out of air. Yep. So there you go, John. He is, once again, just making a false equivalency. We are born different. They're trying to act like we are not born different. We are. And the very fact that he's bringing up 7-year-old kids. He's bringing up 7-year-old kids in a trans debate. Holy gods. We are talking about screwing around with 7-year-old children biologically by changing them. This is stupid. You don't go and futz with kids that are that young. We don't let them choose to eat chicken nuggets for every meal. We don't let them get tats. I don't let them go hop in a Cadillac and go cruising down the highway. But hey, you can choose your own biological makeup. But not even biological. I totally got that wrong. But go hack off body parts. We're going to mess with how your body grows. You do not fix that. Once a body has grown and changed in certain ways, you do not get to unring that bell by, I'll just stop taking those meds. Bullshit. Especially for people that lop things off. You do not get to unring that bell. The very fact that he's talking about doing this with children. It's an operation thing, YouTube. Don't get weird on me. It's dumb. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a dodgeball. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for him. I know where you're going, Jim. But this is stupid. He actually brings up little kids in this. This shows where their mindset is. This shows exactly where their mindset is. Yet you ask this asshole, so then we can give a 7-year-old boy or girl, a pint of vodka and a driver's license? We can tell them, you can just have heroin? No, but they can do this? Doesn't make sense.
You're saying, well, I don't need to wait for scientific research. This is all common sense, and I know what I've seen online. But a lot of what you've seen may not be quite what you think it is, both when it comes to trans athletes' impact on competition or safety.
They win all the time. What are you talking about? They win almost all the time. What it is, you got guys that finish 100th, 200th, 90th in a lot of competitions when they're competing as men. Suddenly they're winning or right near the top when they compete against biological women. That is crap. We can clearly see what's going on. When a woman will quit a boxing match 40 seconds in because she's never been hit that hard. When a girl in volleyball get her head beat in by a volleyball from one hit. Yeah. No, this is stupid. Women are walking off a lot of sports. And this guy, he makes fun of the whole, what is it? The fencing. So what? It's still an advantage. One, that a lot of the men have longer reach. The lung capacity, you name it. Our eyes are set up for movement. Women's are set up for color and other things. And detail. Ours are set up for movement and quick reaction. There's differences, but they don't want to act like that. All right, let's go into some of this. I'm not going to let it play the music. Just talk over it.
With our main story this week,
Okay.
it concerns an absolute
I never got a participation
fixation
trophy.
of the
Well, you
right.
should have.
Even as the market crashed in the wake of Trump's tariffs, Fox News spent a lot of time on this.
Yeah, here's where he
A
bitches
women's
about
fencer is
this.
defending her decision to take a knee to protest her
Yes!
trans opponent, despite getting disqualified for her forfeit.
A female fencer who's devoted years of her life.
Women are being disqualified from women's sports for not wanting to compete against a biological male. Make it make sense. I'm a woman in women's sports. I have to be disqualified because I won't go up against the biological man who says he's a woman. Make it make sense. I watched a Pierce Morgan discussion today. And somebody said in there, hey, the easy way to fix this is you compete against your biological gender, or we make a new classification just for you. And this one lady was pissed about that. She goes, well, there aren't enough of them. So what? And nobody in the panel just said this. Everybody should have said that. So what? Not our problem. It's not our problem. There aren't enough of you. There aren't enough of women in women's sports either, but we pay for it. So to give the women's sports, WNBA supported by the NBA, nobody pays enough to keep that going. But you know what? We might even do it for you if you leave the girls alone. I don't give a shit if there isn't enough of you. Not our problem. It sure ain't a problem you get to put onto women.
Life to the sport was just disqualified.
This is the civil rights issue.
Can you
of the
imagine
hour.
what guy does that? What guy just kicks a woman out of a woman's sport for not competing again? What a
To the
pussy.
sport was just disqualified.
This is the civil rights issue of the hour.
Yeah.
Women's sports.
Here's a story that everybody's going to be interested in.
If I remember right, there was a post too where somebody talked about how that biological male had a much longer reach and had competed as a male before. But guess what? Weren't near the top. Weird how that works, huh? You don't see a lot of the ones transitioning the other way going into sports, do you? Why? Because they'll get their asses kicked. Get their asses kicked. You don't see the biological women going over to the men's sports going, let's go, fellow men. They'll get flattened. You don't see that. Hey, suddenly biological reality means something. When it is biological women transitioning to men, hey, fellow dudes, let's wrestle. Hey, fellow dudes, let's play football. Hey, fellow dudes, let's box. Never happens. Suddenly, biology means something. And I've even heard them say that. They go, no, because he'll kick my butt. Well, why is that? But when it's the other way around, oh my God, you're so bad. Once again, Democrats can't even stay consistent on their own shit.
Female fencer stands up for fairness in women's sports.
Wait, that's the story that everyone is going to be interested in? Are you sure about that? The story about fencing and not the one that's caused the stock ticket in the corner of your screen?
Which, by the way, got fixed. I love that. Market recovered in almost all that. So, yeah, the derisiveness. You lost an election over this, Democrats. This is one of the big things that moved the needle for Trump. Keep making fun of it. Keep it up. You want to die on this hill, you go for it. You are just ensuring that everybody who voted against you is still remembering this, is staying fresh in their heads. They're going, oh, why did I vote against him? Oh, that's why. Because I have a daughter. Because I have a son who doesn't want to get mad in trouble for beating up a girl. This is stupid. Keep doing it. I'm all for it, Democrats. We're going to say F you. We're not going to let you do it. But you keep pushing this because you're just keeping it fresh in everybody's mind. Why they voted against you. They're going to go, yeah, because the Democrats, oh, crap. Democrats want a boy in my daughter's locker room. Democrats want a boy punching my daughter in the face.
To go bright red like an inflamed hemorrhoid? Also, I challenge those anchors to tell me one thing about fencing besides Lindsay Lohan did it against herself in the Parent
And what does
Trap.
that matter?
I don't think you can do it.
What does that matter? What does that matter? He obfuscates. That has no meaning. I can't tell you half of anything about American football. I dislike the sport. I despise American football. I think it's boring as piss. I can't tell you 90% of anything about it. Doesn't mean I can't look at it and go, no. Doesn't mean I can't look at a sport and tell somebody's cheating or screwing around if it's blatant. It means I don't, just because I have crappy lungs, you're going to say I can't say that a biological male should be competing with women in swimming because I got crap lungs? No, common sense. Common sense.
The issue of trans athletes has become very important to conservatives in general and Donald Trump in particular. He talked about it at length in his address to Congress and signed an order titled Keeping Men Out of Women's Sport.
If it was so unimportant, why is he talking about it? No, it became important to conservatives and Donald Trump and people with common sense because the Democrats were so into it. He is acting like, God, people just came out and started talking about this for no reason. I don't know why. The people on the right, Donald Trump, why the average person is so upset about this. Don't know what put that in their mind. Really? Because you dickheads were shoving it in everybody's faces. You're shoving men in girls' locker rooms, girls getting beat up, punched out, losing on trophies, losing on scholarships, losing on records. That is you. You made it a big thing. Donald Trump didn't make it a big thing. Neither the Republicans. You did. The Republican response, the average citizen response, Donald Trump's response is in reaction to you making it a big deal. Remember, Cammie was all for even illegal alien prisoners getting gender-affirming care on my tax dollar. That made it a big deal, Johnny boy. Jackass. Jeez. Standard projection by Democrats. Why is this, you making a big deal out of that? Ignoring the fact that they've made a big deal out of it for the last 4 years.
All funds from educational programs that allowed
Good.
trans women and girls to
Yes.
compete. And at the signing
Yes.
ceremony, he ad-libbed the creepiest compliment possible.
We're defending the rights and safety and pride of the American people, including our great, great, great female athletes. What athletes you are, too, tell you.
What's wrong with that?
And, you know, I'm not
How's that
allowed to say
creepy?
this politically. It could end my career. They're really beautiful people. These are beautiful people. But
What's
you
wrong with that?
know, like everything else, it's a little bit different today. You're not allowed to say that because if you call a woman or a girl beautiful, that's the end of your career. But let's take a chance on it, Mike. Let's take a chance.
Okay, to be
go
fair to
with it, John. Come on,
I will
let's
say
hear it.
his understanding of women's issues is comparable to his understanding of foreign policy, domestic policy, trade, the economy, the concept of consent, human empathy, and all but one of his children's names. Trump leads every conversation with a psychosexual energy that makes the White Lotus look like the Teletubbies.
Says the party that was fine with Joe Biden licking, biting, and holding kids in weird ways. He was biting children. You weird fuck. He showered with his daughter. Hey, come after me for that. It's a fact. It's in Ashley's diary. 100% he was doing this. She said in her own diary it was improper. Joe Biden was accused of doing things Trump was accused of. Oh, no, we can't believe those women. Why don't we believe all women? You didn't believe them. Joe Biden is nibbling on kids. There is picture upon picture, video upon video of kids freaked out by him. Freaked out. Laying hands, not standing in front of a bunch of women going, God, these are beautiful women, aren't they? No, laying hands on girls. Even some of the parents are like, oh, moving their kids away. Get fucked. He's actually depending on the stupidity, smooth-brained, moronic left who only looks at whatever they're shown by their media. That's it. Look at the headline. Look at our edited video. Oh, don't look at Biden licking kids. Don't look at him sniffing kids, biting kids, touching them weird, pulling them close to him weirdly. Yeah. Gosh. Hey, Bunny, how's it going? Ugh. I wasn't sure if they even sent notifications because I had a 35-minute problem with Microsoft, Bunny. It forced both my computers to go update when I was just about to go live before. I probably didn't even send those notifications originally. But yeah, we're just going over John Oliver a little bit here on some of his trans rant. I won't play it all. I'll tell you guys go over and look at it yourself. But this, I'm going to respond to some of this. It's just dumb. But yeah. So John Oliver here put up with 4 years saying Biden's amazing. Well, he did weird crap with kids, and he was accused by multiple women of doing nasty things. Go after Trump for it with no proof. But hey, women that had proof with Biden, nope, can't even talk about it. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did the incest storyline bother you? Donald Trump joked about dating his own daughter on The View.
Okay, he didn't, but also he's still ignoring Ashley Biden said her father was showering with her when she was 18. She was way too old. In her own diary, it says, once again, that was improper. Holy shit. And I don't even care. Let's say Trump did say, oh, I'd love to do my daughter. Even just those exact words. That's different than actually hopping in the shower with your daughter. He's trying to, once again, make false equivalencies.
He said that on a fucking morning show. At least White Lotus has the decency to air in the evenings right here on the Incest Network.
Did he?
Trump's order.
He didn't say that. Joe Biden's daughter did say that.
The NCAA to institute a ban on trans athletes participating in women's sports, but he is not done. He's also trying to pull $175 million in funding from UPenn for allowing one trans athlete to compete 3 years ago. And when Maine indicated it would resist his ban, he threatened to cut off all its federal funding, despite the whole state apparently having just 2 trans girls total competing in girls' sports. 2!
I don't care. Should be 0. He wants to go, hee. These little giggly bullshit heables. This is what lefties do. They giggle. They go, hee. Only 2, hee. They give a stat, hee. Because they're trying to belittle. They're trying to act like, well, that's not enough. It could be 20,000. 20,000 trans athletes in this one school. And he'd go, it's a 20,000, because it's all belittling. It's all about belittling. They don't give a shit. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 10,000. Doesn't matter to them. It's obfuscate. And every one offsets every girl behind them. because that is a place that every one of those girls got moved back. If one trans athlete gets first placed, every girl behind was misplaced. Her stats will be misplaced and moved back. The girl that should got the girls that got should have got first, second, and third get second, third, and fourth. The first place girl gets the trophy and/or the scholarship. Second place girl maybe gets nothing. Or if the second place girl was going to get something, she doesn't get the winning like she should have. Then the second place girl is now the third place. What's she going to get? Yeah, it displaces every one of them. So 2 can displace double the amount. Think about that. They get first and second. You just removed 2 girls from the podium. It is exponential. And it doesn't matter to him. He's going to giggle afterwards to make you think, you're crazy if you care about this. It's only this many. It adds up. Drip, drip, drip in the bucket. It adds up. And I don't care if there's 1 here, 2 there, 3 there. It adds up to a lot of women getting screwed out of winning in women's sports. Screwed out of the scholarships, the trophy, that state number on the school wall showing Jenny won this track and field race that could be up there for 5 years. But these men are setting such big records that if their plaque is left up there, the girls will never beat that. Ever. So you're going to have a biological male's plaque in your high schools at the top front of all the women who've ever set a record, but he is going to be there now forever. Because the chances of any woman beating some of these when the men outclass them by half or 3/4 of the track is nil. Not just present, you've screwed around with every girl that comes after. They will never get that record. Women can beat each other out for records. One girl may be amazing. Her record lasts 5, 10 years, but somebody will beat it. Not this. Most of these records will never be beaten by biological women. So you've just screwed and disenfranchised not just the girls presently, every girl that comes after. Every one of them. Think about it. Girl 10 years down the road looks at that record, and she's advanced, man. She's grown. She's the best high school track person we've seen in 50 years in this country. Can't touch that record. Can't even come close. You know why? Because it was a biological male. She can bust her ass and know she will never get that. That is stupid. Just stupid. John Oliver and his dumb giggles. That's how he gets people.
Okay, but in Maine, 2 kids is like half the kids, right? But it's actually not.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Zero.
Is
Zero.
An obsession for Republicans. Last year, they spent over
$100
million
You did it.
just on TV ads featuring trans athletes. And the relentless
People are
focus on
pissed.
this over the years has had a meaningful impact. With one poll
I
showing
already
more than
discussed
6
that.
in 10 adults say trans girls and women should not be allowed to compete in girls and women's sports, including high school and youth levels.
Yes.
25 states have now imposed bans on them competing in
Good.
schools. Even Gavin Newsom, pictured
Good.
here as the villain in a Ryan Murphy production, recently said he thought trans athletes being allowed to participate in women's sports is deeply unfair without really elaborating on what he meant by that.
What is it? No, you're an asshole. You're a moron. Shut up. It is deeply unfair. You don't have to elaborate on it. The very fact that my 30% lunged ass, torn up tendons, other damage to my body systems can outlift girls at my gym that weigh 50 pounds more than me or taller than me, 6 foot tall, got 40, 50 pounds on me, and I can beat them. That says it all. You don't have to elaborate. Any woman who's had to ask their husband to take off the pickle jar lid doesn't have to elaborate. She's sitting there cranking that thing. He comes over, click, and we don't have to elaborate.
And for trans kids impacted by these bans, who just want to play sports with their friends, it's been hard, as this 15-year-old girl in New Hampshire explains.
It's been stressful and difficult. It's...
Okay. Not a girl. This is see what he just did? And like this 15-year-old girl is saying. Not a 15-year-old girl. This is a biological 15-year-old male who obviously, by the looks of them, is not very in shape, is not overly athletic, and was probably getting their ass handed to them anytime they stepped on any type of court, I'm guessing tennis, against the other men. Didn't place, didn't do good at all, getting their behind kicked. So, hey, guess what? Now, Mom and Iris are going to go up against the... Oh, no, I got nailed. Oh, no. Oh, ho, ho. Hang on. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, ho, ho. Ho, ho. I'm still on Rumble. Oh, ho, ho. Let's see here. Let's see. What claim? What claim? They can't claim me. I'm doing sorry guys, I know anybody on Rumble. Yes, I'm going to submit. Yeah, I'm going to submit. Remove. Yes. I am... Hang on. Copy. And paste. Yeah, well, I'm trying to argue it with them, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes here. Because they can't do this because I am doing this 100% proper. Whatever, fine. Sorry, guys. Sorry if anybody's there. I am trying to take care of some of this. Because this is stupid. They can't just keep doing this. I was not playing too much. I was doing exactly what I should have. United States. Okay. Street address. Ooh, I have to give out my address? I'm going to block this so you guys can't see it. Hang on here. I've got to blow this up, so excuse me. I'm not going to share my address on here. Let's see. If you're on Rumble, I'm sorry, I'm going to flip over to Rumble. All right, I am on Rumble still. Sorry I'm doing this. Oops. All right. Removal timing for target videos. What? Request removal now. What? Uploader 7 days to remove the video. What? What are you talking about? I don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this later. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is dumb. Okay, I'll back up. No longer blocked. Oh, I got unblocked. Oh, let me refresh. I think I'm back on YouTube. It says I'm no longer blocked. Am I back? Oh, they removed it already. Oh, ho, ho. All right, so I am back on YouTube. It looks like before I even finished the copyright argument with them, they came back, brought me back. Well, isn't that amazing? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So I don't know if anybody's over on Rumble, but I am back on YouTube. Isn't that interesting? Oh, I got blocked again. They did it right away. Oh, ho, ho, you guys suck. Oh, they brought me back and then removed me. Protected video belonging to someone else? Oh, ho, ho. Okay. We'll go and remove this for right now. Let's see if this gets me back. All right. All right. We'll stop this for now. There we go. No. All right, so I am on Rumble. So sorry, everybody. I don't know if anybody came over onto Rumble. I did put the link in there. Nope. And off again. Oh, now they're just playing games. No. Sorry, guys. And paste. Okay. If anybody is over on Rumble, let me know. I'm not sure anybody went over there. Okay. Because it says I'm back again. You're no longer being blocked due to copyright issues. Make up your mind. All right. Well, I am back. I was within like 40 seconds of where I was going to stop anyway. So hang on. There we go. Okay, what a cluster. Oh, it's going to block it again. What do you mean being blocked? Make up your mind. Make up your mind. You're not making up your mind. So make up your mind. Tell me which policy violations. Tell me which policy violations. All right, they're just dicking with me now, so I'm just going to go to Rumble. All right, so I'm going to log off in a second. I'm going to keep my chat here, and it keeps bringing me back, then making me disappear. So I'm going to kick it over to Rumble. Yeah, they've pretty much gone after me, and they're not telling me anything. So we will go from there. I will kick over to Rumble. And we will go from there. Okay. We're on Rumble, and YouTube can get fucked. So, yeah. Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to go over to Rumble now. I'm on Rumble. I don't know. I don't see anybody here. If anybody's on Rumble, give a thumbs up in the chat. I mean, as far as I know, the chat works. Let me see here. Enable slow chat, large history pop-out. Works. So, okay. If anybody's here, says there is, but okay. I don't know if you guys don't know how to use the chat over here or what, but it says there's 7 people watching. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to tell YouTube to get fucked. It keeps saying I'm no longer blocked, but then it keeps blocking me every time I try to go. See, there it goes. Unavailable. It unblocks and blocks me again. So I don't know what it thinks is going on, so I'm not even sure what it thinks here. So, okay. All right, so I am over here. Let me go back to... Boom. Okay. It keeps blocking and unblocking me. It's weird as hell. So there's something going on with YouTube also. You know, they illegally took me down. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, it keeps saying it, so then it ends it. So, okay. I am going to... Okay. Doing... Yeah, guess what, jackass? You know what? You can get fucked, YouTube. All right, YouTube, just keep it up. All right, guys, I'm going to end the stream over on YouTube really quick. Okay. Sorry, guys. Fuck them. All right, so I am going to end this. Boom. Oh, yeah, then I go to end it. It says I'm not blocked anymore. Let's see. Let's see if it brought me back or not. Nope, it didn't. Did it? Did I threaten to leave to it? It says I'm not blocked. Oh, now it says I'm no longer. Okay, I went to log off and I crap you not. Suddenly it unblocked me. Dude. That is weird. Oh, God. So anybody that's seeing this, I went to get off YouTube and suddenly they unblocked me. Ah. What a bunch of dicks. All right. So YouTube, get fucked. Get wrecked. This is why people are leaving you. I was following fair use. I was pausing him and talking to him. And now they're going to stop me again. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. They're just going to keep blocking me. They're just keep blocking me. Okay. No, Jim, I'm not back. All right. Yeah, they're going to keep messing with me. When I was actually ending stream, I went to end it, it brought me back. Yeah. Watch this. Yeah, watch this. Let's see if I go to end. See what it does. Yeah, see, I'm not doing anything. I'm not showing anything, and it's still trying to play games. See, it almost brought me back. It's like they don't know what to do. They think I'm stealing my own shit. This is fun. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of fun with this. They can kiss my ass, so. So I'm flipping over to the Rumble chat. I'm going to flip over to Rumble. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like anybody I know on YouTube. YouTubers and YouTube viewers, you should have Rumble just because of this shite. Because they are screwing around with everybody. This is stupid. I was doing anything they shouldn't, so. All right, so I'm going to end stream. Dismiss.